friends. Welcome back to Yarn Twiddling number whatever. I am Lynn from Chicken Lady Fiber Arts, and I'm here to talk about some knitting and some dyeing and life stuff. So welcome. I don't have my little cohort here, my co-star Kitty, as she is out with her friends today. They went to a bakery, yum, got some little treats, and she is DMing a little campaign that she found for Dungeons and Dragons, and she's teaching her friend how to play today. So she's with a group of friends, and I thought, you know, no time like the present, just get her done. I have not podcasted in maybe 6 weeks, 7 weeks, I don't know. Anyway, I just got out of, just came in from outside, kind of, you know, taking down the garden and doing all of that stuff. So I am hot, I am sweaty, and I don't care. So let's get into some knitting. My friend is having a baby. She is, the baby is due next week, October 5th, I believe. And so here is a little sweater that I made for the baby. This is a knitting pure and simple baby pullover. You can pick up the stitches and do a ribbed collar. I decided not to. I just like the fold over collar. I knit this out of some Knit Picks, 75% cotton, 25% wool. Of course, they don't make that anymore, of course. So I just used some stash yarn for this that hopefully baby will be all cuddly cozy. I never knit the baby size. I always go up a size. So this is a, I want to say 3 to 6 month or 6 to 12 month. I don't know. I am not a good judge of baby sizes. Our baby was born at 1 pound, 1 ounce. So I have no idea what size they're supposed to be. This is like a year-old size for our girl, which would probably be a 6 to 12 month size. Anyhow, that's the first thing that I have finished. The second thing I finished was a Musselburgh hat. This is knit out of some Cascade 220 that I had left over. This is one of those hats that looks like a big tube. I'll show it to you in a second. Anyhow, oh, I could probably put a little something on there with double stitching. Anyway, you cast on, little pinhole cast on, you knit, 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 and then you decrease, and so you have a big old tube, and then you turn it so that you have 2 hats in one, like double neck gun. Okay, so that's that. I knit this in a toddler size. This is going to be sent to Amy of Pro-Life Knitter. This is going to go for the babies, for a baby's older brother or sister. Okay, that's it for my finishes. Things, oh, no, I lied. I took a Rocky Mountain National Park kit and I made another hat. This is the Rocky Mountain National Park hat from the Knitting the National Parks by Nancy Bates. So these are the colors that will come in your kit. I played around with the colors a little bit. I put some of this blue up here and down here when I first started making it, and that turned out nicely too, so you could play around with all of the colors. I've not woven in any of my ends because I'm lazy. Now that's all of my works in progress, also known as whips. I actually have notes today, haha. So what I'm working on a blanket for Let Them Live. You're gonna see and hear about Let Them Live a lot. I have the best, this is, I'm just working on a corner to corner big old washcloth blanket, and I'm using, this is my project bag. What? I have, this is just some leftover sock yarn. I'm holding 4 of them together using a size 13 needle, 9 millimeters for those of you who do metric. Sorry for the crinkling. And I have 79 stitches all the way across. I'm going to go until I hit 100, and then I'll start decreasing. So this will be a very large square. The pattern is on Ravelry. It's free. It's Grandma's dishcloth. And instead, I just use bigger needles and more yarns held together. Good stash buster. And yes, I will include washing directions for the new mama so that she can know how to care for her partial wool blanket. Okay, the next thing I'm knitting is also for Let Them Live. I've been into knitting for other people lately. This is the pattern. It's called the Norwegian Fur Top-Down Cardigan, and it's by OGE Knitwear Designs. OGE. OGE, or maybe it stands for something. I don't know. This is living in my Murder Knits bag. This is being knit in, again, some Knit Picks Brava Recycle. This is a DK weight yarn, and this is the color Rorschach. You know, like the little ink blots. I don't know if that is, it is not zooming in or out. Okay. So this is a cute little sweater. It's going to be a little cardigan, and it'll have one little button up at the top. This is a sweater. The pattern is kind of a pita, pain in the butt. It's got these little yarn overs and knits together. So you get a little pattern here, which is very cute. However, you have to follow every single row. And if you mess up, you're gonna goof up the pattern. So I got lots of sticky notes on my pattern. I don't know if this is free or not. I got this pattern a long time ago and thought, well, I will just use it to make something someday. And so here I am. Okay, I'm making the 6 to 12 month size, by the way. Okay, anything else I'm working on? Yes, my shawl. This is the one that I'm taking a class for, Building with Lace by Michelle Hunter, Knit Pearl Hunter, over on the interwebs. This is living in my sweater bag from Knit Knack Knits. I don't think she's making bags anymore. I'm not sure. And last time, so there was the first month, the second month, the third month, and now I'm into the 4th month of the class. It's a year-long class, and I'm enjoying it. I know how to do all of these little techniques and tips and tricks, and each one, you know, they show you one tip, and then it builds on the next one, and it builds on the next one. And then afterwards, we're going to have this. I'm going to have a shawl, which is kind of funny because I do not wear shawls. I am a t-shirt and jeans kind of girl, as you know. I don't know. I just don't like to wear shawls. So this will probably be given to somebody or auctioned off or something. Maybe given to a prayer shawl group in town. I talked about Let Them Live earlier. Amy is a volunteer with letthemlive.org, and she can be found over on Instagram, Pro-Life Knitter. Pro-Life Knitter and the gals over Politically Incorrect Knitters are doing a fundraiser this month, as some of you know. It's great if you want to give money. It's also great if you want to make something. You don't have to do that either. However, it is nice just to spread the word, figure out what. So politically incorrect knitters have teamed up with Pro-Life Knitter. They're hosting a fundraiser. I have several yarns. $5 from every skein sold goes to Let Them Live this month. So it's going to end September 30th. So if you would like to purchase something, go ahead and do that. And I will send $5 from every skein to Let Them Live. I don't have any of the small, the mini skein sets left, but I do have large skeins. Okay, shop news. I have a couple of things. Shop news. Let me make sure that I hit my 2 pages of notes. I did. September 30th is coming up, and that is next Monday. The 5th Monday of the month is free shipping day for newsletter subscribers. If you are not a newsletter subscriber, go to chickenladyfiberarts.com and become a newsletter subscriber. You get 15% off your first order. What? There is actually a fifth Monday this year, and that's going to be December 31st. I'm not doing anything that day, so I am not going to be offering that. So there have already been 3 free shipping days this year. There's going to be a 4th, which is coming up on Monday. October 7th, new colorways are going to hit the shop. Let me see if I can find them. They're right here beside me. The first one, and I know that some of you have been waiting for these. These are some new Gilmore Girls colors. This is called, and oh, it's gray, and it's not picking up the color, of course. Let me take this out of here. This is grays and purples and very, very light pinks. You'll be able to see this better on the website, where I can do a little bit of tweaking with the camera and the lighting. This is called Stars Hollow. I just love this light grays and pinks, and there's a little bit of purples in here and a little bit of bluish green. It's not picking up, I'm so sorry. Okay, that's the first one. It will show up better on the camera. The second one is called Life's Short, Talk Fast. I don't know if you've ever watched the show Gilmore Girls, but almost every single episode has something about coffee in it. So I have tried to put coffee, all the different kinds of coffee in here. And since coffee reminds me of the other colorway that I came out with, and this is on the website, this one is called, and this is an actual quote from the show, Lorelai goes to Luke's diner and asks for coffee, please, with a shot of cynicism. Sounds like my kind of coffee. This is the Cerama Bamboo. You can see that the color picks up a little bit differently. And this is the Cerama Sock weight. Both of these are fingering weights, and you can see how the Cerama Sock is a little bit plumper. So I just love all of these different coffees in here. I like coffee too. Okay, so that is 2 new colorways coming out, and some of you have already purchased this. Thank you. This is the Rocky Mountain National Park kit. Remember I showed you the hat earlier? This comes in, there's 10 different colors in here. And I'm not going to knit it for you, but you get the whole kit and caboodle inside of here. Life stuff. I don't know what's been going on. I don't know if it's the moon. I don't know if it's just my hormones, but I have been in a funk. Yeah, quite a funk. So I haven't been wanting to dye. I haven't been wanting to knit. I just want to sleep. I'm kind of coming out of that funk last weekend. our daughter and I, and husband too, we went to Steamboat Springs. Now, let me back up. About a year ago, our daughter started talking about this group called the Longest Johns. Me being, you know, scatterbrained anyway, I kept calling it the Long Johns, the Longer Johns, the Johns who are long, all of that. She kept saying, Mom, they're going on tour in the United States. Can we go to Boulder? No, Boulder is not a place I like to be. Can we go to Fort Collins, also known as FOCO? I don't know what that's about. I said, that's a 6-hour drive for a concert. I don't know if I want to do that. Well, they added a third Colorado concert, which was in Steamboat Springs. It's only 3.5-hour drive, whereas Fort Collins and Boulder on the other side of the Rocky Mountains, so you have to do all of that, go up and then go down, and we just didn't want to do that. So we said, yeah, we could do Steamboat Springs. It's only 3.5 hours. So I bought the tickets, front row seats, because I'm a cool mom. I'll tell you that story in a minute. And got an Airbnb. Because Kitty is autistic, we cannot sleep in the same room. We just can't. My husband and I snore. She needs it very quiet, and she's an adult, so let's get her her own adult room, and we just splurge for an Airbnb. We don't go out that often to go vacationing, so we splurge on the money. Our car is crappy, so we got a rental car, one of those newfangled things with a TV in the screen, and then on the dashboard it shows you where you're going. What is that about? I don't want to watch TV while I'm driving. Anyhow, it was very nice. We went over on Saturday. We spent the night. Sunday we got up, and Steamboat Springs has a lot of uranium, and there were some uranium mines. Now, where we live right now, we sit at about 4,500 feet above sea level. And where we were was about 6,500 feet above sea level. So we drove over to uranium mine. Of course, it's closed, but we started at about 8,000 feet with an 800-foot elevation as you're hiking. And we did a hike in the morning. We went and grabbed some lunch. And while we grabbed some lunch, my daughter looks over and she goes, Mom, I think those were the guys that were sitting out on the sidewalk in chairs at a table. I think those were the guys. I said, oh no, we'll have to check that out when we go back outside if they're still there. We went back outside. We ate lunch. We went to the little bakery, I got a big old pecan roll, which was about as big as my head. It was delicious. And went back out, and I saw one of the guys, and I said, oh yeah, we have front row tickets to see you tonight. And it was JD. And JD is probably the most extroverted of the guys of the group that was there. The 4 guys that were there with the group put their phones down, like they took them and they turned them over. What? And the other people with the group, so we introduced ourselves, Kitty and I. This is my daughter, Kitty. My name's Lynn. And husband came walking over and with his cup of coffee. And so we were talking to the guys, and there were Colm McGinnis was there. Now, he's from Dublin, Ireland, and he was opening for the Longest Johns. The Longest Johns are from Bristol, UK. They are, as well as Colm, a sea shanty group. They play folk music. They play sea shanties. They write some of their own stuff, and they play the oldest song that they play was from the 1400s called John the Red-Nosed. They are musicians. They're not some boy band that has been created by somebody else. They are real musicians. They harmonize. They have, they each play multiple instruments. There's 3 of them, but they brought in Antonio, who is the big bass player, and they brought in the guy's name that I can never remember. I'm so sorry, but he was the drummer. They have albums out. So anyway, we're talking to the Longest Johns. Kitsy was there. She's a sound manager. The girl who helps set up and does the strings, I don't remember her name. I don't know if I got it, but she had really cool green hair. She was there. The merch guy was sitting there. And then from the group, it was JD and Robbie, and then Antonio, bass player, and then Colum. And Kitty, remember, she's got the autism, so social things are not her speed. She asked them for a hug, and she got them. They all hugged her. Oh my gosh. So, fast forward, we go to the concert, we have a ball. I had been studying the lyrics, singing the songs for, since May, and we're in the front row, we're got our arms around each other, we're hugging, we're clapping, we're singing along, and then during one of the last songs, Robbie comes down and he does a little waltz with the 3 girls, or with 3 of the girls, and one was sitting on stage right, we're in the middle, somebody on stage left. He did a little jig with our daughter. Oh. Then afterwards, the guys hung out by the merch table so that they could sign stuff, like if you bought a t-shirt or if you bought one of their albums or one of their cassette tapes. Yeah. They signed all of that. Well, we got our picture taken. We did not get a picture with Colum. We should have, but we didn't. But Kitty went back and talked to Colum. Colum now lives in Southern California, and he hugged Kitty again. He hugged her like 4 times. Recognized her. Hey, it's so good to see you again. Thank you so much for coming. JD was just lovely. He thanked us. Thank you so much for coming. I'm so glad that you guys had a good time. And that was it. It was just cloud 9. Our daughter is walking on cloud 9. So then that night we got to bed very late, of course, because we were so hyped up. Next day, as we were coming back, we stopped at Yampa Valley Fiber Works. It's up in Craig, so it's about 2 hours from where we live. And we took a tour, we met the 2 folks that own it. We had a nice 2-hour visit. And then we came home, and I've been taking the rest of the week off because I'm tired. All right, that's the life news. Starting to get my mojo back. I don't think that I'm the only one that lost the mojo. I've been hearing from other people that they just don't feel like doing anything. Well, now it's cooling off, the weather's changing, and I'm getting back into it. I went out last night, and I was home by 7:45. I went to the local craft shop, and they have like a craft night, and so there's a bunch of us that knit, and we just met there and just knit and had a nice little time. Okay, I think that's it. I am sorry it's been so long. I will try to be better, but ADHD brain, I have a touch of the autism. I've never been formally diagnosed, but living with autistic girl, I have diagnosed myself, and I'm pretty sure that I'm on that spectrum somewhere. So I may podcast again soon, or it might be another couple of months. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Hope you're well, and we will talk soon. Bye-bye.